Hello. Okay, well, I'd like to welcome my other guest, my next guest. Why my other guest? My next guest, Kristina Mueller.
Should I be waving?
You can wave as much. Yeah, you can wave as much as you want.
I feel like a queen.
A little closer. I know it's
Sorry.
weird. You move like this. Move like this, because I want you to be comfortable. Even though you're not comfortable at all. Also, if you want, you can make these smaller. I know this is for you're on like a setting, like this. Take it and like you can like shrink it. You know what I mean? You're on like a setting for people with big heads like me. You know, big head, no brain. Okay, yeah, like I said, I'd like to welcome my guest, Kristina Mueller. She's a great college friend, intelligent person, and she is a PT student going to become a doctor.
You're making me blush. Thank you.
Are you going to go as Dr. Mueller?
Honestly, I haven't decided yet, but probably because that's kind of cool.
I mean, like you have to. Like
Right.
if you get a degree and then you become a doctor, if you're not referred to as a doctor for the rest of your life in any situation, you're fucked.
Right? Like, I feel like if I'm going to do it, I might as well.
If you go to the
Say it,
DMV,
right?
if you go to the DMV, what are they going to call you? Dr. Mueller, right?
Can I pause?
Pause.
Can I cut?
You want to cut?
It's pronounced Mueller.
Mueller.
Yeah.
God.
I know.
I've been saying your name wrong for years.
I know, but I wanted to say it now just so the whole thing wasn't.
I'm keeping this in, by the way. I'm just letting you know that. Okay, so now I just found out.
Into the blooper reel.
So now I just found out that I've been calling my really best friend wrong name for years, but okay. Maybe it's because there's another company named after, like, has your same name.
Oh, absolutely. I think there's water company. There's like a tape company. And in German, technically, because it was German and it was like a U with the two dots and it was Mueller.
Okay, so I'm right.
Well,
I'm just historically right.
you're historically right, but yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, so you're a PT. Are you a PT student, you would say?
Yeah. They call me like a student doctor of physical therapy right now.
So how is that? What got you into PT?
Honestly, so I was like an athlete growing up forever. And I originally in high school wanted to be an athletic trainer, which is kind of like the similar kind of deal. You know, you're taping ankles, like working with athletes, which I loved. But I actually asked my ATs in high school and I was like, I want to be like you. And they were like, don't. And I was like, why? why would I not want to? And they were like, oh my God, our hours like suck. Like you don't want to be at every single game. Like we're 2 ATs in a 2,000 person school. Like you do not want to be at every single game for every single sport all year. They're like, you don't want it. And I was like, all right. And they're kind of the ones that were like, if you're going to go in this direction, just go all the way, you know, go to PT school. There's so many more options. You can work with so many different populations, make your own hours. And I was like, all right. And they're like, and more money. And I was like, oh, all right.
You make a fuck ton of money.
I hope so.
And then you charge insurance too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. A lot of my professors they get like cash based and they don't go through insurance anymore because insurance like is annoying. But I don't know what I want to do with it, to be honest.
So as a PT person, you're all about health and fitness, and we just took a shot before the podcast. Now, where does that line up in your fucking thing? Like, what?
That is for intrinsic, you know, like mental game.
Okay, right there, I can tell that you're like a student because you're using the fucking word intrinsic. I love it.
I don't even know if that works for that. It's like a type of muscle. Like,
I mean, I use that all the time. Well, I mean, I've been fitness since, you know, I was fucking like, God, I don't even know, like 8 years old. And I've been going to a gym like the Francos, and I've gone to Freak Strength, which is, I've mentioned it before. They're in Oakland. And I've learned a lot of stuff about it. Definitely not as much as somebody who went and is becoming a fucking doctor. But I get the general gist of when people talk about these things. And it's always interesting me because I've been doing, have they taught you about like Eldoa stretches?
Not really.
So Eldoa stretching works on, I might completely say this part of the body wrong, the fascia.
Like the way that you say my last name.
All right. It's not my fault. I am just a man of history, and I like the origin of names. God, I'm so sorry, because when people say my name Schneider, I lose my shit because they're like, it's Schneider, right? No, it's Snyder. Snyder. Come on, get it fucking right. Let's get this going, bro. So, fuck.
Sorry, talking about the fascia.
Oh yeah, the fascia.
See,
so
got
basically,
it.
like the
Gotcha.
Eldoa stretching, Mike, my trainer, would be able to fucking explain this 10 times better than me. But it's like you put your body in weird positions and you put your hands out, and it has something to do with stretching the fascia, and you'll feel like you're doing a stretch for your, you know, for a certain part of your body, and you'll feel it somewhere else. And he's like, it's because that part of the fascia is fucked. That's what is crazy to me about the body, is that one part of your body could be fucked, and then muscles over here are the ones making up for it.
No, absolutely. And that sounds completely makes sense. Like fascia, Do you know about it? Like, do you want me to describe it?
Yes,
like,
please.
So basically, they taught us like fascia is kind of like an elastic stocking on like all of your body. It connects like all the muscles together. And if it gets tight, like it gets tight, let's say like it comes together in your hand. It's called like a palmar ponderosis. And that's just where it's like really tight right there. And you can kind of like feel that it's more taut there.
Yeah.
And then, it connects the entire body. And if it gets tight in some way, it could like be pulling other muscles. And that was one of like the biggest things, probably like the scariest things when I was first learning in like maybe second semester, because my one teacher, he's a genius. Like he's got, his DPT, his PhD, his specialization in this, whatever, like every certification in the book. And he'd like give us a case and he'd be like, all right, this patient has pain here. And we'd be like, or like in the elbow. And we'd be like, okay, so we'll check the elbow. And he was like, wrong. And we're like, what? Like, he's like, well, you got to check above and below and then the foot. And we were like, what? Like, that's not connected. The elbow is connected to the shoulder. It's not connected to the ankle.
I know the song.
Right? Like, it's not in the song. I swear to God. But yeah, no, everything is connected. And that's kind of what intrigues me also too, because it's kind of like solving a puzzle with each patient, because every patient is so different.
Yeah.
And you could have two people come in with like ankle sprains and they can present completely different, and you have to do completely different interventions and techniques for like each person. So I kind of like that aspect of it, but yeah.
Every person is definitely, and that goes with training as well. And I don't know if you want to get into the training aspect of that kind of stuff. I don't know, because I know a lot of PT people go on and to even open up their own gyms sometimes. But just like training kids, because there was a point in my life where I was thinking about being a trainer, and it's still something in the back of my mind where I could always, go back and talk to somebody and, get into that field. But it's always interesting, just like you said, where every patient's different. It's the same thing with training kids. Every kid is different. You have to, it's not like you just have this set plan and you go with it the entire time with every single patient or kid. It's weird, right?
I don't know where to put it. I'm sorry.
I don't, dude, play around with it. That's what it's there for. But yeah, it's like everybody's different. And that's the fun thing, because it's not like you create one program and you said this is for everybody, or like one of those stupid Instagram assholes who's like, there's two Instagram people that I really like. My trainer, and then this kid named John Solokas, and he's got his own stuff, which is awesome. Solokas Focus, please go follow that on Instagram.
I'm not branding or anything, but Solokas Focus. Quick nudge. It's at the bottom of the screen. Yeah.
Dude, now I'm scared that I would pronounce his name wrong. I'm like questioning everybody's last names now. I'm fucked. But like you hear about Instagram people, and they're like, if you target this body, you will lose fat right here. There's no such fucking thing as targeting shit, bro. Like, God, like, how do you feel in your position if you have you ever talked to somebody where it's like, oh, I'm an Instagram person, so I know that, like, you whispered somebody, I'm not going to say whose name.
Yeah, no, I said a name that he knows very well.
Someone you know.
Yeah, and they who shall not be named. But yes, someone who... my undergrad was in health and exercise science. I am in school for exercise and like learning about the body and everything. And when people go on Instagram and just post these things, like they know all this stuff, like I took nutrition classes. Like, no, I'm not a nutritionist, so I believe they know more than me. But yeah, I took classes, so I got a basis on it. Like, I know people who didn't do any of these things and are like, oh, do this. Like, this made me skinny. Like, all right, everybody's different. Like, you can't just follow something that someone else does and expect to see the results that they did, because everybody's different. I mean, some people have this kind of deal where they just have difficulty, like, getting rid of fat. Like, it's an actual, like, not like a disease, but like
a condition.
Yeah, a condition. And, you have to do different things for your body. Like, and it's so frustrating to me. It makes me want to scream, because I'm like, because people fall for it. Everybody loves social media, and people are so influenced by like the fad diets and like these workout videos and everything. And I'm like, oh my God.
You're getting like the keto every couple of years, or like the Atkins diet. Listen, keto is awesome if you want to, like, for a fighter who wants to shred 15 pounds in fucking like 3 weeks. Good. Is that recently I've been looking into this, and this word has been really coming more into play in my life. Sustainable diet versus restrictive diet. A restrictive diet isn't going to last, because why are you going to be like that? If you're going to be sustainable, that's smart. You're going to do things that aren't going to make you starve, aren't going to like make you go through like keto flu and shit like that. Listen, again, like I said, if you're a fighter, that's not a bad way to go, because you have to lose a certain amount of weight. But as a person who's just trying to lose weight, that you're not gonna be able to do keto forever.
Keto, I am such like a, that's one of my not triggers.
My trigger words.
What's the word for, it grinds
Pet
my
peeves?
gears. Yeah, pet peeves.
There we go.
That, oh my God, keto diet really, like, because you're not eating carbs, right? Your body needs glucose for energy. That's, for your brain, for your muscles, for everything, for energy. And you're cutting out the glucose to eat fat. Like, just even though saying that right there, it should just like spark something and be like, wait a second, that maybe not is the best, because I don't know what percentage of like sugar or carbs they want you to eat on a keto diet, but they want you to eat all this fat and shift your body into something called ketosis, right? And ketosis is like horrible for your body. It makes it acidic. It makes your breath smell. It makes it so your brain doesn't want sugar anymore, and it's like living off fats. And so you don't, going into that, when you get that keto flu, like you said, like going into that situation because you have no sugar in your body and you just like can't function. You can't think. You're just gonna get lightheaded and like pass out, like, and does that sound smart or fun?
No,
like,
dude, that sounds like shit.
Right? Like, well, I don't get it. I don't get that one. I really don't. I've looked into it a lot. I really have.
Because that's like the big thing right now is keto. Keto. Everybody talks about how keto is great. You should do keto. Listen, I don't see the benefit of going into lesser cognitive function in your brain because you have nothing supporting it. Like, carbs aren't the enemy, bro. The carbs are the enemy because people have made them seem like the enemy.
Absolutely.
We need that shit to function. Otherwise, we're going downhill.
Right? Even like, God forbid, I've, tried to go on like a lower carb diet sometimes. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't even like sit in class. Like, nope, not for me. Nope, I need energy. God forbid I try to go on a run in the morning and not have a little sugar before I run. I'm like, passed out on the side of the road somewhere.
You're a run freak. Like, I have tried getting to running for years.
Me and Dan actually used to run a lot together. He used to call me up and he used to be like, all right, make me keep running until I want to vomit. And I was like, okay. First run, we went on 7 miles. He was like, oh my God, never.
I made it, bro. Yeah. It was fucking awful, but we used to do it. We used to run around town, and I'm still waiting for the invite for you to invite me jogging, but you just don't give a fuck about my feelings.
It's because you call me by the wrong last name.
All right, like, it's not my fault that I'm the one saying your last name right. Like, shit. If anything, you're saying your last name wrong.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'm just gonna tell
you're
you.
Historical.
I am. I'm here for the origins. Like, you could say my name Snitter or some bullshit. How you fucking originally say it. I don't know.
So me and Danielle, we used to.
Bro, like, that was awful. I don't know how you wake up in the morning. And this is something that I was reading recently. It's like, you don't need to jog to lose fat. You don't need to. There's definitely other ways. I have tried to get into jogging so much, and I force myself to jog sometimes. And when I'm doing it, I'm like, I want to die. I want to die. I want this to be over. I just want to fucking die. This is awful. But again, I also had COVID in February. So like, I'm still like, my lung capacity is still shit.
Is it really?
It's getting better. I've been going to jiu-jitsu again. So like, my lungs, I'm still able to roll and do some things. But for a while, I couldn't run up the stairs. And all of a sudden I'm like, fuck. Dude,
Really?
It is no joke when it comes to your lungs. And I had it like, I would say mild compared to everybody like who got in the hospital and stuff like that. Me, I was just like, I was definitely sicker than everybody who got it around me. Like my, Steph got it. My parents got it. And they had it pretty bad, but I was like the worst. And for me, even the worst wasn't even like terrible. I can taste and smell a little bit better, but like it's.
You still think that fully back?
It could take 6 to 9 months. 69. Just wanted to shout that number out.
So then you were definitely way too dramatic with that shot downstairs if you definitely couldn't even taste it.
All right. I could taste it a little bit, and oh god, I just got a little flashback to it. I definitely put too much because I couldn't get it in one gulp. It was like a little bit left, so I had to drink it. I'm getting myself nauseous. God,
I'm a really good healthcare professional.
Yeah, I know. You're gonna be like, yo, so take 2 shots and see me in the morning, bro. So yeah, how is it? What makes you enjoy running? Like, you're a fucking psychopath.
I won't run that far on a treadmill because I get bored.
I can't run on a treadmill for shit. It's too boring.
Yeah, I would say the most I could do on a treadmill is like 3 or 4 before I'm like, all right, I've had enough.
Fuck you. 3 or 4. Like,
just head bigger.
Like, shit.
But honestly, when I run outside, if I run around town here, I could go, on a normal day, I'll go like 10 miles. Just for shits and gigs.
How often a week?
Well, honestly, I've been busy now that I'm not. I was teaching assistant one of my other classes, so that was a lot of time. But I'm done with that now.
Oh my
so
God, Professor Mueller.
yeah, right. Who's letting me teach them? I don't know. I don't know who allowed that to happen.
All right, continuing off that one. So, why can you like? Do you not get like what about you? Don't get the fatigue at all
No, anymore? No. Like by the end. Like in my chest, like I'm never tired. Like I get tired for the first maybe 2 miles, which is the hardest part of the run, which is really weird in my point of view.
Extremely weird.
Like, cause basically your heart gets to like a normal, like I learned about it in class. There's a certain like pace your body likes to run at, and there's like a certain weight your body likes to sit at, and that's why people, you know, like I was saying before, that's why some people like have so much more trouble losing weight than others, because your body just has a tendency to sit where it wants to.
It wants to be in homeostasis. It doesn't want to fucking change.
Exactly. And now that I've been running for so long, like after like let's say 2 miles, and my heart like catches up to me, and then it's just like constant, you know, and that's fine. So I never lose my breath, and then maybe by like 10 miles. I'll get like my IT band will start hurting like on my knee, but like other than that,
just a little pain on the
just
band.
like a little.
So
I like my hips, but
as somebody who's in healthcare and stuff like that, what kind of diet do you stick to? Now you're also a student though, so I can understand if you eat fucking ramen and shit. Like,
yeah, right. But honestly, my weekends aren't good. I won't lie about that.
Of course not. We're 24.
Exactly. Like you said, I'm a student, so you bet your ass on my weekends it's not going to be good. But during the week, though, I eat a lot of vegetables and fruit, to the fact that my parents, who don't eat any vegetables, think I was like adopted. Like they'll come in there for my favorite breakfast that I eat probably every day, honestly, if I have it. 2 eggs, spinach on a piece of wheat bread every morning. I know. How gross.
See, I want to eat like this, but I can't eat greens.
See, I am obsessed with them. And it's to a point that like, even when I make dinner too, like my favorite dinner is like, you know, a piece of meat, some either rice or like some form of like, let's say a sweet potato, and then a green. And I'll either eat like asparagus.
Love asparagus.
Brussels sprouts. Asparagus good, right?
Asparagus, broccoli, peas, and that's about it.
Brussels sprouts. That
I've never had one, and I'm scared.
They're not bad. Everybody says they're bad, but I cook in the same way as asparagus, and they're great. But like I said, my parents do not touch vegetables, so we sit there. With my meat, my potato, and my vegetable, and I look across the table, and they have chocolate chip pancakes, and I'm like, all right.
I want some fucking chocolate chip pancakes. Like, I'm trying to definitely lose weight, because there was a point in my life where I was going through some fucking stupid shit, and I gained, dude. At one point, I was 250. Think about that shit. My weight, my healthy weight is 200. Right now I'm about 225, and I'm still trying to lose the weight because I was on fucking Ambien. I ate at night. God, never get on Ambien. Anybody. That is the worst fucking drug.
Branding again.
God, branding. No, but this is anti-branding. Fuck Ambien. That shit makes you eat at night, which is horrible. And when you don't eat during the day, you just wait till it's like 12 o'clock. You take your pill, and all of a sudden you're like, I'm fucking hungry. And you eat everything. Bro, one time I took Ambien. And I also did some other drugs, smoke weed while I was on Ambien. And I took, this is not my proudest moment.
Yeah, right?
I took, you know, one of those cupcake powdered things, like a box. It was like a Reese's, like you make the batter and shit. Like cupcakes. Imagine cupcake batter.
Okay. I was like, the cupcake thing with the powder, it's this big. I was like,
I couldn't think of how to describe it.
I was like, how big of a cupcake? Well, there's your first problem, man. It's this big.
It was just like the make your own cupcake powder, right? But it was like Reese's.
Like a box.
Yes. You know what I did? Yeah, I didn't want to make it, so I just ate the powder.
Dan, ew.
And it tasted great. That was where I got to the point where I was like, yo, I can't keep doing this shit. And I talked to my doctor, and he's like, yo, you've gained a lot of weight. Get the fuck off this. My blood pressure was so bad. And all of a sudden I'm like, I'm getting fat. Fuck.
It's happening. It's not a drill.
I know. And I quit it, thank God. And I'm still trying to. The hardest part about being addicted to shit for 2 years is you start to get really like, even when you're not hungry, you want that processed shit. You crave like that processed like sugar and soda and stuff. And that's my problem is I need to eat more fucking greens. And I don't know how to make greens taste good. Because when I eat lettuce or spinach, it tastes like I'm going outside and eating that leaf
grass,
out there. Like, what the fuck? How do you enjoy that?
I mean, I feel like the way that I make it now, it's super. How do you make your asparagus? You said you liked asparagus.
Steph makes it. She makes it. She makes it with.
Well, I don't know. Steph makes it.
She makes it with like garlic and shit, and it tastes amazing.
Exactly. So for all of my vegetables, probably all my vegetables, my broccoli, my asparagus, my Brussels sprouts, I just put it. Let's say if it's a fresh one, okay, I'll put olive oil, salt, pepper, garlic powder, cover it, put it in the toaster oven for 15 minutes, done.
That's it.
And it's really good. And I do the same thing with my Brussels sprouts. I do with spinach. Usually I'll put my spinach on other things. Like I'll eat like a veggie pasta because I'm a weirdo.
You're definitely a weirdo.
Absolutely. Well, it's more colorful. You know, that also helps. But anyways, I don't put it with like a pasta, you know, with like shrimp or something. Or like I said, like I put it in my my eggs in the morning. Or I'll put it in my smoothie. I am obsessed with spinach in a way that's probably almost unhealthy.
Is spinach good?
Tastes good or good for you?
Tastes good.
I think so. I like crave it now.
But you're also somebody who runs 10 miles a day.
It's really weird.
Yeah, you're a fucking freak.
I know. Yeah.
You're going to see me in like 6 months and I'm going to be eating spinach and all of a sudden I'm going to be shredded and it's going to be like, dude,
Popeye.
spinach is just the fucking answer.
I love it.
Do you eat avocados?
I love avocados. Absolutely.
I try eating them, and I feel like I have to give them another chance. The only time I've ever eaten an avocado is I just took it out, scooped it, and ate it, and I'm like, this tastes like nothing.
Well, stop. You have to prepare things. Stop eating things by the box.
I am a caveman. I am a caveman. I have literally, I'm literally, if you were to describe me in one word, it would just be caveman. That would just be it. I take something, I don't do anything to it, and I just fucking munch. Steph gets so mad because I'm so bland with food. What do you think my order is at Chipotle?
At Chipotle?
Just
probably
guess.
something really bland.
I just go in, get a burrito, get rice, get steak done.
2 things?
That's it.
That's it?
They always look at me like I'm a fucking freak. That's all I eat.
What the heck?
Even just carbs.
Even like the lettuce. Like that's barely a vegetable, I swear to God. Lettuce is like water. Like,
bro, that's it. That's all I ever get. Forever. That's it. That's horrible.
That's so weird.
I know. And I think you're weird. And I'm like the person who eats just like one thing. Dude, that's the thing I got to start doing. I got to start opening up and eating some colorful stuff. And
it's not bad. Do you like sweet potatoes?
I fucking love sweet potatoes.
There you go. Start there. Sweet potatoes are so good for you. And they're so good. I mean, I make them like fries, but like not, why I can't think of words. You know, the fried fries, I guess. Yeah, I bake them. But more of the story.
Baked sweet potato sweet potato fries.
So would they be like sweet potato bakes, maybe? Because they're not fries.
I mean,
anyway.
Fries.
But like same way, I literally olive oil, salt, pepper, and I think I put like paprika on those. And then I put them in the oven and just bake them for however long. I still like them soft. My mom doesn't really like them soft. But
I like them soft. I know what you're talking about.
I
know
like
exactly how you're cooking these.
I would even like bake a sweet potato and just like cut it in half and eat it.
Bro, look, Steph makes these things and I forget what it is. Oh, no, it's not true. So basically we do the same thing. We bake the sweet potato, but what we do is before we cut it into cubes, we put it in a bag. We put olive oil, salt, pepper, garlic powder, and I think basil or something like that. And we fucking make it, and it is phenomenal.
See, there you go.
But you know what it is? So but when you crave food, like you said, homeostasis is a big thing in your body. You're always looking for that, like, keep yourself good. Like, you'll have a great workout, and then you're craving that food. When I'm about to make food, my biggest issue is while I'm making it, I'm like, I'm hungry. I'm gonna eat something with it. It's like dude, it's so bad, but it's that control. It's that self-control. And as a PT, what do you want to do with your PT?
Honestly, I'm in between working with like outpatient like sports or like a neuro population or maybe like in a hospital. Honestly,
Neuro would be pretty cool,
right?
I went to a neurologist when I got hit by a car. I've told you that, right?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, when I got hit by a car, I had like a 9-month technically a 9-month concussion, and like really, I don't know if like it was 9 months. Like it was more about 9 months of testing, and I kept failing the test, and they're like, yeah, your brain's kind of fucked. And then the doctor was like, yeah, like you're fine. Your brain's fine. You don't have a concussion. You're just like retarded. It's like,
sorry, son, you're just stupid.
Like that's basically what it is.
You cut that out. Sorry,
I'm not gonna cut that out, but okay. But yeah, it's like.
I didn't know how loud it was gonna be. I wanted to get away from the mic.
You were dabbing. Let's just say that.
Okay, ready.
Don't ever do that again, please. Please. I just lost everybody watching me. But it's like, you know, neuro.
Sorry. So neuro, yeah, great.
Neuro would be cool as fuck. That's all I'm gonna say is neuro would be awesome.
Right? Honestly, the one thing that really got me, because I was so, like I was saying, like I wanted to be an athletic trainer. So I was like sports set. Like I walked in, I was like, I want to work with athletes, like whatever. So
Athletes suck.
I know.
Athletes
they
suck.
don't listen.
They're divas.
Yeah, absolutely. They're divas. They don't listen. And they'll get better on their own time. But you know, how many people have you talked to that they were like, yeah, I went to PT, it worked, and then I stopped going?
Yeah.
Every single person. And like, I believe that. Every single person.
I did it.
Yeah, of course.
But I went to my trainer and I was like, you know what it is? Is so many PTs are boring as fuck. Like, you need to be a PT. You need to be the change. Going into the PT in Bedminster, you know, you ever see that little area? There's like, it's like by the Kings. There's a PT center, and I went in there, and it's just like,
it's so boring.
No music.
Go do these exercises. Go do. Oh, I know.
No
Believe
music,
me.
and you're just going like this. You know, just slow down a little bit. And when you're an athlete and you're younger, you're like, oh my God, I'm gonna fucking blow my brains out. I can't keep fucking doing this. This is
absolutely.
awful. So like, you as a PT, how would you handle it?
I mean, in terms of athletes, like, well, that honestly, like I said, there were two presenters. Well, I've had like a ton of presenters, but there were two that like stuck in my head that I've had in PT school that like I loved. And the one for athletes, he came in, he was telling us about a case study, like he worked with high school. I think she played basketball, and she like sprained her ankle, something simple, whatever. And you know, getting her back, whatever. And at the end, she was like, "I want to play." She was like, "I want to play right now." Like, and he was like, "All right, you cannot play until you beat me one-on-one in basketball." And I was like,
ooh,
I love that.
That's
like,
kind of fun.
Right? Like, and I was like, that's so me, because I played so many sports. Like, it'll be perfect. Like, I'll have so much fun. But, you know, you don't always get athletes like that, and you don't always get a facility that has a basketball court, you know, on
And you'll
it.
also
like,
get some people who are freaks and they'll push through the pain.
Yeah,
Like, that's
exactly.
you'll get somebody like me who's a complete idiot. And I was known for this.
Yeah, I don't trust you people.
I sprained my ankle. My ankle still hurts sometimes. I have sprained my ankle so many times that my dad once wrapped my ankle up till it was like blue. And I would play in a football game. And it would be like, I had the best game of my life. The second you unwrap it, you collapse. Like your body is just like, you're stupid, dumbass. Get on the ground.
Right?
And you're
It's
just like,
still broken.
You're like walking like this. You're crippled, and it's like, yeah. Listen to your PT, please.
Yeah, right.
Listen.
We're gonna
to
brand
doctors.
this one again on the bottom.
Brand.
So far, we have no Ambien. And
Listen.
listen to your PT.
The more you know, G.I. Joe.
Right.
Like that. That's the. Oh my God. Why didn't I turn this on? Hold on. Like I always forget this shit. I bought this, and for a reason I don't turn it on. It doesn't make that big of a difference. Yeah, I know, right? Look how much brighter we look. Look how much brighter we look. The blonde is really showing in your hair,
Right,
and my
got
blonde
a weird
is.
like wave back here. You can probably see my dark roots though. It's real, I swear.
You know, I didn't know that you weren't. I thought you were blonde, like the entire time I knew you.
I have been. I mean, technically, I have really dark hair, but like I've been lightening it.
I couldn't imagine it.
Yeah.
I've known you too long.
Right? Honestly, wait. Let me show you a picture while we're here.
How old were you when you had dark hair?
I'm like, honestly, I probably started lightening it like elementary school. Here's a picture.
Oh, wow, you were committed. You have this picture.
Here's a picture.
On hand.
Oh yeah, it's one of my first pictures. There's 09.
That's like that doesn't
Or
look
no, scroll
like
to
you.
the side a little bit. It's kind of zoomed in. Right?
That doesn't look like you.
Right?
There's
like,
no way. That doesn't
I
make
look
sense.
like I should be in like a horror film because I'm so pale and so dark.
Why did you just go? And now you're just completely tan and blonde.
Yeah. That's,
Like you are the person who sits out. I remember we used to go to the beach and you would just sit in the sun, and then there'd be me just running into the ocean hoping that I get eaten.
no, I love just tanning. I love it.
I can't. It's
And again, that is something
boring.
really bad for your skin, but it's not fake tanning. But no, it's horrible.
Oh, it's awful for your skin.
Absolutely.
Isn't it like because Steph, I got her to stop fake tanning. 'Cause that was like that's a big
That
thing.
one's really bad.
And I was like,
yeah.
Steph, you gotta fucking stop. And she ended up stopping, thank God. But like now she goes outside, she tans, whatever. And I'm like, all right, tanning's fine. But me, and it's funny, she gets so mad because I get darker than her. But I'm one of those people, if I sit outside for like 2 seconds, I start to get dark.
Right.
Like we'll go to the beach and I'll put on sunscreen because I have to, because of the tattoo, because I don't want it to fade too much, and I'm still getting dark. Like it's
not fair.
It's awesome.
It's literally not fair. I have to dedicate my life. I start tanning in like March. Like I'm out there on my deck. I swear to God I am. Like at least in my face, like I need something.
You got one of those like ray things.
Yeah, right.
You're
Little
just
mirrors.
Letting the sun just cook you.
Right. Oh, absolutely.
God, that is horrible.
It's so bad.
Like why?
So no, that one's really bad. But
know it is.
See,
It's
but
horrible
you know,
for
as
you.
long as you put on some sunscreen, like.
What, you just putting on your fucking nose like one of the movies?
No, I mean like a number, like all over, but
SPF
like
1.
I wear a 4.
No, that's bullshit. There's no way you just wear a fucking 4.
Well, no.
It doesn't do anything.
In the beginning of the season. But then I wear like a 15 for the rest of the year.
Okay, I wear a 15.
I wear a 15. I do.
It's because I'm too lazy to go buy a 30.
Yeah, fair.
Because isn't 30 like what you're supposed to wear?
30, yes. And I'm pretty sure I heard like above 30 is the same.
Nothing. Yeah.
There's no such thing as like a 50 or a
Yeah.
75.
My mom told me that. She was like, there's
Yeah.
no such thing as like SPF 100. Like, you're not going to block that shit. SPF 30 is the highest you're going to get.
Yeah, that's what I heard. So like that's why I wear like 15 and call it a day.
Have you been to the beach? Because you go to the
This
beach
year?
nonstop.
Shockingly not yet. I know, right?
We need to go to the beach together. Me, you, Steph, and your boy.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I made him a big beach guy. See, he did not like the beach like at all. And then last year was one of like the first times we hung out. I was like, yeah, meet me at Bumar. We were on the beach for like 12 hours, which is like normal for me. And he was over there like, I need water, like food. I need to pee.
Like SpongeBob, water.
Like literally, he was dying. And I was like, what? He was like, do you just sit out here like all day? And I was like,
He didn't go in the water?
I mean, maybe like once, but he was so thirsty. Like he was like, I'm dying. I have to pee. I'm so hungry.
Go in the ocean.
Drink the water in the ocean?
No, grab a water bottle, go in the ocean and piss.
Well, I think he did. No, he did multiple times.
Dude,
but
I'm the person, like, we have a pool in our complex, and we got to go there. Me, again, I can get guests, so we can go there when we want, whatever, if we don't want to make the trip to the beach, which I want to go to the beach. I love going to the beach.
I love the beach.
Bro, we went there, and I'm in the water, and Steph's out. Like, I'm like a little kid. Steph's out, like, tanning, and I'm in the water by myself, just, like, spinning around like a little kid.
Do like handstands, like,
Yeah.
look what I can do.
That was me yesterday. And then we went, and then when we go to the beach, have you gone? Oh, you haven't gone to the beach yet. When you go in the water, I tried going in the water when we went like 2 days ago. We went to Long Branch, and it was packed on a Monday. Couldn't believe
Absolutely.
it. So we went in. I dove in the water with her, and it was freezing.
Absolutely.
She gets out, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna try again. I get in there, and I can handle the cold. I am somebody who can handle the cold. I love it. It was like I was getting stabbed. And I'm like, I can do this.
It's worth it, I swear.
And then I ran out. I'm like, I can't. I'm like, no, it hasn't been warm enough to where I can go to the beach. But when it is warm, I have a shark tattoo. So when I'm safe. They'll look at it and they'll just be like, you're good.
Our brethren.
Yeah, well,
It
got you,
obviously makes sense, yeah.
That's why I got it.
I mean,
It's
obviously.
safety.
That's super smart. It's like a sea bear oval.
Yeah. And if I was,
I gotcha.
and if I was ever drinking, or if I was ever drowning, they would come pick me up. They'd be like, I got you, and I'd be like swimming on a shark, like on its back.
us.
Exactly. It's like the Dolphins versus the Sharks. I'm on the Shark side. Crips versus Blood situation.
Fair. Yeah, I would probably be on the dolphin side.
I can't believe you're not at the beach recently.
I know. Well, I've been to the beach, but I haven't sat on the beach.
How busy are you right now? Because of the how
So busy.
Okay, here's another question. How is it getting your doctorate? Because you can't get your master's anymore in this. You go
No,
right to doctorate.
It's just doctorate.
So how hard are doctorate classes?
I'll be honest, I learned way more than I thought I was going to learn.
Really?
I mean, because I feel like a lot of people have the same stigma on PTs. They're like, oh, they learn stretches, they learn the muscles, and they learn this, that. And I was like, yeah, that's what I thought. And I'm in there, my first class, I dissected a body, which was obviously.
Wait.
Did you not know that?
Wait. What do you mean a body?
It was dead.
What do you mean a body?
A body.
Like a person?
A cadaver.
Bullshit.
Yeah, that was my first class in the summer. I think it was my second day. We rode over to Rutgers because I go to Kane, obviously. So it's like a half-hour ride, and they have the cadaver lab. And there's 25 kids in my class, 5 bodies, and I dissected the entire thing with a scalpel.
How old was this man?
He looked pretty old.
Okay, so
I'd give
older.
70s. But yeah, no, they're not
And
all that old.
he donated his body to science.
Mm-hmm. It was crazy.
And it had a face and everything. I know that's a
yeah.
weird thing, but seeing somebody dead in the face.
It was so weird. That was the worst one. I mean, the body was face down. This is like a disclaimer. I don't know if people get queasy. This is about to get gross.
Yeah, fuck it. Talk about it.
Disclaimer on the bottom. Right? Thank you. Perfect. So yeah, first day we walk in, groups of 5, and the bodies are face down first, which is better.
Yeah.
And we went down the back. But the first day, our lab was using a chisel and a hammer and to perform like a laminectomy, if you've ever heard of that.
I don't know what the fuck that
where
is.
you basically break apart the spinal, the bones in your spine, and take it off to look at the spinal cord.
Wait, you take this guy's spine out? Like Mortal Kombat, you just kind of rip it out?
Well, we half of it, yeah. We would chisel down both sides until you heard the crack, and then you pull off the piece so you can look at the spinal cord.
How nauseated did you get?
All right, you'll hate this too. The girl in my group, first day, she's like really, and like it's weird to think about now, you know, COVID, like we weren't wearing masks.
Yeah.
A lot of us weren't wearing gloves. Like we're just in there, just like face in there. And the
Fist
first day,
deep in this, man.
literally, and they're juicy. They're really juicy.
I can't believe you just described someone's body
like
as
that I
juicy.
whispered it.
Juicy.
But so she's in there, she hits one chisel, piece right in her mouth. And
No,
she was
that
like,
would have been it. Nope.
she literally went and like threw up in the sink. And we were all like, oh my God, why are we here? Like,
Oh my God. She ate somebody.
yeah.
Was her name from there on out Cadaver Girl?
I literally should have been.
It should have been. So what was it like looking at were his eyes open?
Well, so that we started on the back, right? And then the day we had to flip it, that had to be the worst day. Like there's 5 of us. I had a huge guy. He was huge. So we had to literally like hold his body in us, and like obviously the back was all open and the flaps were out. So we had to like put the flaps in and then like flip him. And then we took the thing off his face, and his eyes were closed, but not all of them were.
So it was like this?
Yeah, my guy looked like that, but I looked at another group and it was like, and it was
But
horrifying.
how does it not decay?
What do they put in it? They put something in it that smells.
Do they like kind of
really bad.
embalm it?
Yeah, there's like something in there.
Are
I don't
all of
remember
his
the word
organs
for it.
in there? Oh God, are all of his organs in there? Mm-hmm. They don't take out anything.
No.
Have you studied the brain?
I have studied the brain, but we did not dissect the brain.
That
Some
would have been the
schools
coolest.
do that.
That would have been the coolest thing.
One of my friends who's in another PT school, I don't remember where he goes, but like when they did the brain, they cut off the head, right, and then would walk
The head?
Yeah, they would walk the head over to their professor who had a table saw, and then would literally just slice open the skull, and then like you'd walk it back to your table.
I feel like I'd be fine with that, but I would be so bad with it because I'd be like using the guy's lips. Professor, I'm ready. Like moving the guy's mouth and shit. I would be so bad.
I'm not gonna lie, my teachers were hilarious and I loved them. Like I'd hear like Kristina, and then I'd look over and he'd be like pulling the muscles, like, and I was like, oh my God, this is horrifying.
That's why that guy donated his body. He wanted to be used like that.
Right? I would donate my body now. Like I gave it because I was like, sure.
Wait, you signed up for that?
Well, I mean, I feel like if you're an organ donor, does that count as the same thing?
Kinda. But like you're gonna give your whole body? That's true. I don't know. When I'm dead, I don't understand. Like I get the burial thing because it's a sign of respect. But when I'm dead, I don't care if you throw my body in a fucking trash can. Like
Then you'll smell real bad.
that's true. But like I'm dead. So like
Well, these bodies, so they were all getting cremated, and this part was probably the worst part. That when we would take out like organs and like pieces of skin, you know, we just cut off pieces,
Yeah.
right? Sorry, this is getting real descriptive. And we
I'm
had a
excited about it.
bag that we had to put all the pieces in because the bodies have to be one. Like we're not like throwing out pieces, you know. And
give them to your dog or something.
yeah, right. Apparently, there was one guy like in the past that like stole a finger or something.
That was me.
Right? Like
That would have been me.
what do you do with that? But either way, like
Point to things.
yeah, right. Over there, even though it's like black and just gross.
Put it
now.
on a stick and just go like there.
Oh my God. But like the bag of items, like we'd take out lungs, we'd take out the heart, we'd take out just pieces of fat, like, and it all had to go in a bag that sat on the table in between their legs. And we had to fill it, and like sometimes things would like fall out of it, like on the floor, and we'd have to like scoop it back up. And
Did you pull out intestines?
yeah,
What was that like?
the intestines look really weird. Now anything that
They're
I
long
would-
as shit, right?
so long,
Like-
and they're so just like compact in there. And honestly, I gotta say the worst 2 things I dissected. Well, one, the face, obviously, but we dissected kind of like around the eyes and like around the mouth. And honestly, so the cut went here, and then down the side. And he's laying, right? And I did one down the side, and a single drop of fluid fell out like a tear. And I was like,
He's like, you bitch, you're
I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
I would have slapped him. Like, don't cry.
Shush. And the hand, dissecting the hand was the worst. And I don't know like why.
why?
I think it's because like, I mean, think about it. If you're looking at your hand right now, like you can feel a lot of things with your hand. There's a lot of sensory receptors in there. And like just picture a knife or like a scalpel right down and then like across at the tips on each one and then just down.
Okay, yeah, that sounds painful.
Right? Like as I was doing it, I was like, oh my, I like could feel it. It was weird, really weird.
Talk about weird like surgeries that I guess I don't consider this a surgery, but like do you see the new fad with your tongue that people are doing?
No.
Are
they cutting it again?
in half?
Why?
I don't know.
Doesn't it grow back anyways? And I feel like it should grow back together. Does it not?
The tongue when you split it in half?
I don't know.
Like I'm telling you, like split, and
Like,
like they can move separate things.
Why? Just why?
Because I want to be quirky.
Yeah, right. I want to wiggle both together.
I want to do something weird with the tongue, but so like
That's Steph. I'd be worried.
going to the cadaver sites to see somebody with one of those tongues. So did you have to dissect? I'm trying to think. Did you have to dissect like the heart and stuff like that? Mm-hmm. That would be the weird thing for me, the heart and the brain, because those are like, I feel like all organs are, well, most organs are important.
But fuck those are weird.
Those are like, when you think about your heart and your brain, those are the ones like, what makes up a human body? You're gonna first thing you think of is your brain, then you're gonna be like the heart, and then you're gonna start thinking of the other things.
Absolutely.
That's so weird to dissect the heart. How big is it?
I mean, they were all different sizes. My guy specifically, I don't know what, because they don't really tell us what they died of, but we can kind of like assume because of what we see in there. I think my guy had like a pacemaker in there too. Like he had something in there.
They didn't take it out?
It would no. Like these people die. Like these people have painted nails. The women, like,
ooh,
yeah, no, and like earring holes. Like actually, the one woman we had, which was kind of cool. We found like a wire in her body, and we think she was paralyzed from like the waist down. So like her leg muscles were just gone.
Yeah.
There was nothing in there. But yeah, for like the heart, my guy, I think he had something wrong. Like his heart, his lungs were all like kind of mushed together with his ribs. Ugh. And they were like attached almost, that we couldn't just dissect it for my guy. But because it was like white and it looked like moldy. Like I don't know what he had, but so we like worked on another body for that. But yeah, we cut out the entire heart, and we were just like, it was probably about like yay big.
That's still so weird.
And we would kind of like stick our fingers in where the entrance is, where it exits.
Why?
We got tested on it. And
just stick your finger in.
Well, yeah, you had to follow it. And we like cut one heart to like look at the inside and like look at the ventricles and the atriums and all that fun medical stuff.
Tell me it's not weird seeing that that's something inside you right now.
How weird is it now that I look at you and I picture it?
Don't look at my heart.
Like when someone tells me like, oh, this hurts, I picture a real like muscle or a real, my heart hurts. Okay, I'm picturing it.
Well, that's
my
a good thing.
hurt.
That's a good thing that you know that, because now that's
weird.
I know. I could only imagine. But you know what the thing is? People get a lot is they say my heart hurts, but in reality, it's just your chest muscles cramping. Mm-hmm. Like that's like a big thing. It's like it's not like your actual fucking heart hurts, or like
when you get like an anxiety or panic attack and it's like beating and you're like it's a heart attack and you're like it's not a heart attack, but it's beating fast. Absolutely.
Being a doctorate student, you gotta be having panic attacks all the time. Like that.
Absolutely. God, I'm just so anxious.
Are you a straight A student?
I mean, not straight A, but they have to be A's and B's. So how about that?
They have to be?
Yeah.
Why?
I can't score because you can't graduate, I think, with more than 2 C's. So they have
on a test or a class?
A class.
Oh my God, I was about to say.
But you're not allowed to get on any exam in grad school. Or on any exam, quiz, practical, or assignment, you can't get less than a 75%, or else that's a fail.
And on a test?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, and then you have to retake it, a different one, with the same information. And if you fail that one, that counts as a failed remediation, and then you get dismissed from the program.
Is it multiple choice?
It is.
No, it's not.
It is.
That's not that bad.
It's still pretty hard.
As long as you know the answer.
Well, there you go. I swear to God, no, that's what my teachers always like. They're like, come on, the answer's on the paper. And I'm like, yeah.
I mean, like, I feel like, you at least learn some rules in middle school. It's like the rule of like crossing out doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. You got a 50-50.
Right? That's what I'm saying. Like,
unless you don't understand all the shit and you're like, okay, I don't know what this is. What is a ventricle? What is that shit?
Well, that's what I was, like I said, I was a TA for the past, 3 weeks, teaching assistant for the first years who are taking anatomy again right now. And I was trying to teach them, and it's the same quizzes that I took, so I'm trying to like help them, and I'm like, oh, the answer's on the paper, and they're like, yeah.
How many what was I gonna say? How many students have you taught?
It was just for the first like quarter of the class and all the first year students.
Did
so
you
like
teach?
25. I mean,
or you just kind of like help grade papers and stuff?
Well, no, I'm like the teaching assistant, and like my professors kind of just were on the back burner, and it was me and one other girl, and we just kind of would go through the groups, like help them, teach them, stuff like that.
Damn, so you're getting like intelligent with this shit.
Right?
Like
and they had really good questions, and I'd be like, wow, let me think. Like,
Isn't this crazy to think that probably like what,
how old are we? That was weird.
Whoa. 5
was
years,
so creepy.
almost 6 years ago, we were freshmen. And think about how, like, we went in there and we thought we knew our major. Well, you knew your major. I didn't fucking know shit. I went in there. I changed my major, I think, 9 times. And then I was just like, well, maybe I should drop out of college right now. And, like, you didn't know any of this. And now, all of a sudden, you're 24, almost 25. I know that's gross to say for both of us.
Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Take it back.
And then we look back and we're like, wow, we're actually smart now. Because I look back sometimes and I'll be like, 19-year-old me thought he knew fucking everything. And now it's like, you're dumb, 19-year-old me. Like, you're an idiot. Like,
Right?
It's crazy how fast life comes to you, because now we're going to be 25 years old. And now I'm on TikTok sometimes and I look at TikTok and I'm like, oh, this is a cool trend. How old is this person? 19, 18. I'm like, what happened?
How fast?
I hate it.
How fast?
I don't like it.
I mean, even with the TAing and stuff, like that's what my teacher was saying after we're like going through things with students, and he was like, do you guys see how much you know now? And we were like, oh my God. Because I remember when I took this exam, like I said, the first time 2 years ago? Yeah, because I guess I'm on 3rd year now. So 2 years ago, it was the hardest thing ever. It was so hard. And now I'm taking it, I'm like, oh, duh. Like,
Is this your last year?
yeah.
When you graduate?
It was supposed to be May of 2022, but COVID, so August.
Oh my God.
How weird. And I'm right now, this summer is my last semester of classes, because my last full year is I'm going to be in clinic.
Oh, you're going to be in clinic. Where are you going to be doing clinic?
I don't know. I get my first one in a week.
Morristown?
I hope so. That would be real nice.
Yeah, Morristown is nice.
If I was in like Morristown Hospital, oh my God, I'd be so happy.
Nothing against like like South Jersey hospitals. South Jersey hospitals are not it, bro, for me at least.
Yeah, I mean, also since I'm living at home still, like I want to be somewhere close that I can commute, because a lot of times they'll give you somewhere where you have to live somewhere else, and I am in enough debt from this stupid
bro.
School.
How much debt are we looking at, if that's not too personal?
100,000, baby.
Fuck.
Woohoo.
Why is that so expensive? Like,
I couldn't even tell
you're going to work a nice job. All you have to do is give up. Like, when you become a super successful like PT, all you have to do is give up 1 year's salary, $100K.
Right? I just can't pay for anything in that 1 year. I can't eat. I can't do anything.
Just live at home.
No gas.
Be a child again.
And then I'm set. Right?
Honestly, it doesn't sound that bad compared to like 80 years of debt. Fuck that.
Isn't that ridiculous?
It's
like
insane. Student debt, listen, I don't know about the whole absolving student debt thing, but like student debt in general is way too high. Like there's got to be something to where we can make college like not dumb expensive.
Right? There's got to be a way.
And we went in-state too.
Yeah.
Where are you getting your master's? Or sorry, it's not fair.
Kane, I go to
you're
Kane.
Skipping, okay?
I know. That's
like
fair.
you're literally skipping. Like you went from
Oh
this
yeah,
to
that's
doctor.
fine. I go to Kane in Union.
Oh, Kane's not far.
No, it's like 20, 30 minutes ish. I'd say
Nice.
30,
So you don't
40.
have to drive that far.
Yeah, and now since everything's online,
And how much is
I didn't
that?
drive.
How much is a doctorate program?
well, that's the 100,000.
Wait, just the doctorate's $100K.
Oh yeah.
What about Rowan?
Oh, Rowan, what was that? Maybe 25.
What do you mean maybe just 25? $25,000 is a fuck
Compared
ton
to
of money.
compared to the 100 though,
Yeah, that's still a quarter of 100.
I think that's how much it is, right? Something like that.
I don't know.
Let's say I haven't even thought about starting to pay it back, because I'm just going further and further into debt, that I'm just not gonna look at ignorance is bliss.
Just don't look at the number. Just don't look at the number.
Right? When I graduate and they hand me my diploma and my check or my receipt, I'm gonna be like, oh
That's
my
the
God.
problem, I think, with college. And I didn't. That's not why I stopped going to college. But God, it is when I hear people like, yeah, I'm finally graduating college, and then I hear them say like, well, yeah, look at Steph, and it's like, yeah, well, I'm probably gonna be paying debt for the next 20 years, and I'm like, oh, that's terrifying.
Right?
You know how much student debt I have?
How much?
$4,000.
That's it?
You want to know why? I'm a junior technically. I only spent $4,000.
At Rowan?
Yeah.
Did you graduate?
No.
Where happened?
I just stopped. I went for so many different things. I went from.
I that completely. I didn't even know that.
Did you not see me at graduation?
Well, I wasn't at graduation. I missed it. I was a softball. How about that?
Fuck you. Okay, well, no, no.
I wasn't even there.
Bro,
yeah.
listen, I went to college and I went originally, I was going to go for like a zoology thing. I was hoping that Rowan had
cool.
one. Zoology did.
Like zoo, right?
Yeah.
That's sick.
Well, it's like animals and shit. Well,
Well, yeah,
I
love
went to
that.
Rowan and they didn't even have that program. So whatever. I was like, fuck it. That kind of sucks anyway. Then I went from that and I went to personal training, like strength and conditioning, like PT kind of stuff. And I was like, I don't want to do that right now. I'm like washing up and or switching up what I want to do. Then I went into creative writing. I want to be a creative writing major. And then I started researching and I'm like, why the fuck do I need a degree to read and write? All I have to do is like study and they tried teaching me how to be an editor. I'm like, I don't want to be a fucking editor. I want to write things. And then I started to get to a point where it's like, okay, I'm paying for classes and I don't even know what I want to do. You have a set goal. I don't think your goal changed from the time you were a freshman up until here.
Yeah.
Going to college is something that, worked out for you because you had one goal. That's what you did. For me, it was like switch. Why the fuck am I doing this? And then I dropped out and I'm like, listen, I'm a junior, I got junior credits. If I want, all I have to do is go back for like a year or 2 years and I'm fine.
Yeah.
So I don't see the point of going to college if you don't have more of a set goal. I'd rather you have like something you'd rather do. Like if I had a kid and it was like, well, I want to go to college. All right, well, what do you want to go to college for? You want to be a doctor? Cool. All right, you want to do this? You know what you want to do, or at least you have a rough idea. Go ahead, dude, go for it. But to get into that debt without any, like, imagine if I had $100,000 in debt and I didn't even have a job lined up. I'd be like, I don't know what the fuck I want to do.
Right. So you got a piece of paper and then what? Like,
no, it's just, it doesn't make sense. But that's more power to you. Because, I mean, I get it. The debt's a lot, but at least you're close to achieving your dream of becoming a PT.
I'm so close.
Where would you, well, I already asked you this, but would you prefer to, or at the end of the day, would you like to own your own practice?
I don't know. Like, I think I would, but also, I don't know. I honestly have no idea. Because I haven't been in clinic, that's why I think I'm so like, I don't know what I want to do.
You don't know what to expect.
I don't know. Yeah. Because like I can think what it would be like and all that, but I don't know what it would be like to work in a hospital. I don't know what it would be like to work here, like all these different places. So I want to like try things out a little bit. And obviously that would be way down in the future anyways. I mean, I think for an end goal, absolutely. And I think one of the best ways to do it is like to get, it's like what do they call it? A niche or niche? I don't know.
I think that's like there's two ways of pronouncing it.
Yeah, I don't know which one's right.
I'm still learning to do that. I need a niche for a podcast, so I don't know what it is yet, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Or a niche. I don't no idea. But yeah, like I think they say, to get one of those things, you should get one. Like we had a presenter come in and talk about, she's a pelvic floor therapist and she has her own place and she makes bank, and she works with patients who have pelvic floor problems, mothers post delivery, stuff like that, and like people who have these conditions and stuff like that, and the money's there, and also she's working with such a specific patient population that is needed. So it kind of works. Like, but I don't know if I would want to own my own practice that just does the random outpatient musculoskeletal stuff, like you were saying, where you walk in the corner and they're like, all right, go do your exercises. Like I don't want to do that. But I probably wouldn't, how I said I wanted to do neuro before? Like, I don't know if I could own my own place when it comes to neuro, because those are like, have you ever heard of like Kessler?
Yes. Yeah.
Brandon Kessler on the bottom.
Yeah, we're going to get that right in the bottom too.
Like Kessler is like a great place for neuro patients. And that's not something that I would like ever own, I wouldn't just work with those patients, but I would love to work with those patients.
I know exactly what you're saying. And also on top of that, owning a business, I've heard from, my dad owns a business, Mike, my trainer owns a business. They say Mike completely is like against people owning businesses because he's like, dude, the stress. He's like, it's not like you're just a PT anymore. You're not just a trainer. You're not just a person who's working at a gym. You're a business person. You need to promote your gym. You need to know how to do finances. There's so much to it besides just being good at what you're doing. So you could be the best PT in the world, but you could be the worst business person in the world.
Right.
So I can understand
nothing about business. So
yeah, exactly. I totally know what you mean. I mean, branding and all that stuff. And then you have to be a social media influencer.
Yeah, right. My dream.
That honestly, that sounds so like, you imagine being like somebody like, I don't even know.
All the people I follow from The Bachelor. How about that?
Exactly.
That just travel the world, like wear some clothes from someplace.
Do whatever they want.
And then just get paid for it. I'm like,
any
I should have gone into that.
Any famous person, bro. Right. Any famous person. Like there's
so right.
And then not be in debt.
I wish. I wish.
To be. All right. Well, I know you got to get out of here soon, right? You got stuff to do?
Yeah, whatever.
I don't want to hold you up too long.
That's fine.
So we'll end it right now.
Okay.
Oh, would you be down to come back on the podcast?
Absolutely.
This was fun as hell.
If the people like me.
Were you nervous at all?
Quick nudge, nudge. No, it's better now.
Right? Tell me when you were sitting down. You were easily one of the best guests to sit down and immediately start talking without hesitation.
Yeah, I know. I'm a pretty quiet person.
Bullshit! Get the fuck out of here. You're the person. We'll go on long walks, and all of a sudden you'll be talking the entire way, and I'm just eating popcorn. Like, this is the most interesting thing I've ever heard.
And then,
and
you're like, wow, I'm gonna get a word. And then we like get back to our street, and I'm like, so how are you? And you're like, we're home.
Yeah, I'm great. And it's like you're so interesting at talking. Is like that somebody even wrote a song about you. I had to bring it up. I thought about this all day.
Can I brand it on the bottom? I have a song that's written about me.
You do, and there was somebody you met for like half a minute. Like, that's cool as shit.
I think he wrote 2. I don't know if the second one's technically about me, but I think it was.
Just say it was about you. It sounds cooler.
Well, the first one was happy. The second one was angry. So I'm gonna go with.
You guys got mixed feelings.
It's a great song, though.
It's been like, like 10 years since I've seen you, but I still love you. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on, Kristina.
I feel like I should like handshake you or
something.
something.
Let's do formal. Yeah. Good shit. All right. Well, make sure you like, subscribe, all that stuff. 100 subscribers, we get our own custom link, and that'll be cool. And it won't be www.youtube.fucking 15,000 different characters.
Well, if we keep branding things like this, it'll be perfect.
I know. We should just get people to sponsor and be
right.
Like,
we'll be talking, and then we can become influencers this way. I'll like hold something up and be like, you should eat this.
Like a Big Mac? Even though you're a PT, just sell out completely. This is asparagus. Healthy. Burger King's new asparagus burger. Buy it now.
We're going to show that box of whatever you ate without making it. Like, eat this.
Well, thank you for coming on. It's been fun. Thank you guys.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. All right. And I got to go stop it. Thanks, guys.